didn't realize actually I loved art until I got into high school. Form 1, I was in a school where the art room was a good art room. So I learned how to explore, with whatever we had. And then when I switched schools and I went to Makini, we had an extremely good art room. And then with time, I actually started enjoying the art classes, and I realized that I was actually good in art. I think the whole process of self-discovery during those 4 years is when I actually realized that this was my thing. I love color. I just paint. I paint a lot of nature, seascapes, landscapes, anything I can find that basically attracts me with a lot of color, I'll do it. It tends towards being abstract, but ideally it's not abstract to a point where you can't describe what it is. So I'd say it's surrealism to some extent. I love canvas. And I discovered I loved canvas. The first piece I ever did on canvas was the roses, and I was in Form 3 at the time. What you're seeing here is something similar to what I did, but it's not the same thing. And that wasn't actually canvas, we improvised. So we just stretched like a piece of white cloth, and then we did like 2 coats of road marking paint, and I painted on it. And after seeing how it came out, I had to find out if I could do more. So I do most of my work on canvas. Acrylic paint on canvas. I love acrylic because it's forgiving. It's really easy to work with, and it dries really fast compared to oil paint. Oil paint takes 4 to 5 days to dry. Art has always been something I wanted to do. Even when I finished high school, I didn't think I'd end up in this studying psychology. I always knew I was going to do fine art. And even when I cleared, I packed everything, So the minute I realized I wasn't going to do art, I think I wouldn't say went rock bottom, but I put it aside for like 2 years because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do in life. Then ultimately, I just decided, you know what, even if I don't end up studying or doing it in school, let me just keep doing it on my own. So I've been doing it I picked it up and I kept going. Art is something I want to do in the future. The minute I figured out I could merge it and put it together with psychology, that was the happiest moment of my life. So professionally, I've already assessed the risks, and I can tell you there are no risks. What happens is, in an African society or in a Kenyan society, we've been socialized, we've been taught that if you want to get paid or if you want to get money, art doesn't give you money. But they also don't give you an opportunity to explore other options that are there in life or that you can get into. For me, I had to find a way. Let me just put it this way. If it doesn't have art in it, it doesn't make sense to me. So I had to find a way to put whatever I've learned in school together with my passion, to merge those two together. I get inspiration from anything. It could have been a conversation I had with someone. I could have looked at, anywhere. There's an artist called Boniface Maina V. That's how he signs his artwork. His work is lovely. I mean, Patrick Mukabi he has such good work. Some of these people, you don't understand how until you get to know them. Then it makes sense. But Kenya has extremely good artists. Those are just a few. When you do a piece, I actually like to have mine for a few weeks or a few months, just to take some time to look at it. If there's something I want to change or to add, I'll do that. Regardless, until it sells, I just like to keep it for some time, hold on to it for some time. Social media is a big part of marketing my work. 2, I'm always in exhibitions. Most of them are joint exhibitions. I haven't gotten a chance to do a solo one yet. But I'm still learning ways in which we can branch out and we can for myself, even market my own artwork. Another thing is my mom. My mom is a marketer by profession. So she meets people, and whenever I'm with her, I introduce myself, I tell people what I do, and I market myself. Basically, I just have to put myself out there if I want to sell. So people say art is a struggle. It's one of those gig professions, so to speak, you get into and it's a struggle. It's true and false at the same time. True because as an artist, you have to learn how to put yourself out there, to market your work, to meet new people, not even just artists alone, but branch out and make art relevant to anyone you meet. I think the most rewarding point or aspect of painting or doing artwork is, like I mentioned earlier, the process. From the beginning, when you're sketching, to when you're deciding which orientation you're going to use on the work, to deciding on what colors to use, that whole process is so rewarding, because at the end, when you're looking at the piece, I mean, you think through everything you've gone through to be able to produce that, and rewarding is even an understatement. You can't describe that. So that whole process is what makes it what it is. If you're passionate about something, it doesn't have to be, what I'm doing. Be consistent and fight for what you love. It doesn't matter if you have to go far away to do it, or you have to eat, ugali na skuma for a few weeks. Just to fight for what you love, be passionate, be consistent, because in the end, you feed off, or what gives you energy is how you went through it and how strong you are when you went through it.